Sure. Gee, you know an awful lot of tricks. You're not a professional magician, are you?
No, I'm not a magician.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are we doing?
So when you're using the XRM toolbox and looking at all the relationship names, why do the relationship names just not make sense? Like, I can understand a field name. It's called sample underscore start date because the publisher was sample and it was the start date. But it was like sample underscore contact. Like,
Good question.
why?
You mean this one, the navigation property? Why it's a sample underscore ID underscore contact, right?
Yeah.
Let me just show you. Imagine if I'm designing stuff, right? So if I'm designer and I say, I go to the table, I'm not even going to pretend. And you know what? I'm going to pretend. I'm going to add existing table. What it was case.
Ideas?
Oh, no, sorry, idea. So I'm going to add idea, right? And I'm going to add an existing table contact as well. And now I want another relationship between the two. For example, idea is one-to-many to context, but I want many-to-many.
Okay.
Right. So let's say contact is allowed to work on more than one ID. I go relationship and add relationship and say many-to-many. And I say, yeah, it's a contact, right? Contact. Now, have a look what's happening here. People just press done and be done with it, right? But now you know better where these things pop up. If you are working in a flow, if you are working with the relationship, the developers in particular will say thank you if you name these things in such a way that it makes sense. So what it's got, the relationship table name, right? It's a table between, because I selected many-to-many, it's a table in between. So first of all, enable it. That's my prefix. That's a prefix of my solution. Why it's got sample underscore sample? Because their prefix was sample. So when they created, so it goes enabler. Then it's got the table name, sample underscore idea. Then it's got the other one, contact. Why contact doesn't have sample? Well, because contact is a system entity. It doesn't have sample, right? So here it says sample idea to the contact, but via contact attribute. So it's just, it builds it up. So it kind of looks unique, but it repeats itself, particularly if you're looking to link, for example, idea to challenge. Let's say idea to idea. Say related ideas, right? So I'm linking idea. Look at what happens. Sample idea, right? So what I tend to do is, I know it's a sample idea, right? Idea. And I put something that makes sense, like related ideas. Even without ideas, it's like just simple related ideas. Right. And here it's, I know relationship is idea. I also put like related ideas. It makes sense.
You call them the same thing.
Think about that. Naming these things that make sense, developers will say thank you, and you will thank yourself when you kind of expanding things and dealing with these property names and relationship names.
But people don't always create the relationships from here.
That's one thing, and people not always in control of the relationship. Like when you create entity. Yeah, you can create lookup field.
And that creates a relationship.
And you don't have control, right? So,
you do, but you've got to make an effort to go and find it.
Yeah. You need to expand. Let's say if we
if you add a column, sorry, they're not fields anymore, they're columns.
In contact.
Yep. It's still called a lookup, I think.
Lookup, related table will be contact.
In the advanced options.
And people hit done, and this is this horrible name.
Yes.
Yeah. So look, good practices, name those things. that makes sense. What the relationship name? It's primary contact for the idea. So put it there. It makes sense. Will make sense to you, will make sense to developers and to everyone else. Sometimes, let's say you're creating a new table.
Entity.
Table. And let's call it payment. So I wanted custom activity, right? Can you create table time? Standard activity table. Guess what it's going to do? It's going to create a relationship, right?
Oh.
And you have no control over that relationship whatsoever.
Oh.
Relationship between that and activities.
And that's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can't do anything about it?
No. So you have to find the way. But that's for the next time.
That's for next time.
Okay. It's been great. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.
Until next time.
Il mio call. Don't forget ta 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 ta. Don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Please, let's come back.